Okay, we're back. Absolutely. You guys are still here. We're going strong. Today we're going to work on some breakthroughs. So today what I want to talk about is cycles. Any cycle that you have repeat in your life. And what I mean by a cycle, if you keep going from abusive relationship to abusive relationship, if you keep going from financial crisis to financial crisis, if you keep going from poor health to poorer health, that's a cycle. Any cycle that we have that keeps on repeating our lives, two things are going on right there. One, there's an emotional payoff that we're getting. That's why we're having a cycle. And two, there's a lesson that we need to learn that for some reason we keep missing. So the first time I heard this, I thought absolutely nonsense, because I've been through some very painful times and they kept repeating and there was no emotional payoff there. So what could possibly be the emotional payoff? And my spirit said to me, Kirk, be quiet. Look at your life, open your journal, and start looking at your life and start writing down what was going on during these cycles. I said one of the first cycles that I could think of was a sickle cell crisis I kept having as a child. So I started looking at that. Okay, I was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia at age 4. Between age 4 and age 12, I had a sickle cell crisis every single year. Sometimes 2 or 3 times for the year. I would be out of school 2 months, 3 months, 4 months at a time. And I love school. I really love school. So that didn't make any sense to me. At age 12, I never had any more crisis. Between age 12 and age 15, no crisis. Between 15 and 18, I had one. And that's when I was going to school and going to college at the same time. And then after that, maybe I went another 10 years and never had another crisis. So I started examining, okay, what was going on in my life during these times when I'm having these sickle cell crises? Well, for one, when I go back to my childhood, whenever I was sick, I always felt like my mom loved and cared for me. Because she would be there, she would take me to the hospital, she would stay up nights worrying about me, she would wipe the sweat, the fever from my brow, and just try to make sure I was okay. She was definitely concerned, and I definitely felt love. Now my dad, on the other hand, he never came to the hospital and he didn't seem to care one way or another. That's just the way I interpret it. It could have been very different. He could be really in his heart feeling very sorry for his son. But the way I interpret it as a child, I just felt my dad didn't care. At age 12, my mom left Jamaica and left us in Jamaica and came to America. While in Jamaica with my dad between the age of 12 and 15, I never had a sickle cell crisis. There was no emotional payoff, because even if I did get sick, no one is coming to see if I'm okay and stay up nights with me and take me to the doctor, so there was no need to be sick. When I came to America at age 15, now I'm rebelling. I don't need my parents' love. I'm a teenager. I'm mad at everything that happened during my childhood. So again, no emotional payoff, no need for a sickle cell crisis. At age 18, I'm working now. I'm out of school and I'm working from midnight to 8 a.m. in the morning at a hospital. And I'm leaving this hospital at 8 a.m., going home, take a shower, and go to college, Union County College in New Jersey. And I will be at school from 9:30 till about 2 in the afternoon. I will leave the library, I'll leave school and go to the library and be in the library till about 7 or 8 at night. So I was getting on average about 3 or 4 hours of sleep, if that, per night. After a month, my body just broke down. I had a crisis, and that was the emotional payoff I needed to rest. Now, what was the lesson that I wasn't learning at catching these sickle cell crises? I was always going someplace outside of myself looking for love. So these were the things that I needed to connect. Once I connected that and realized I don't need to go outside of myself, it was fine. And once I understood how to take care of my health, everything changed. So when it comes to you and the crisis and the cycles that you're going through in your life, the financial crisis, what are the payoff? When your finances are down, do you get to complain about how the government, I told you the Republicans, I told you the Democrats, I told you, that's the emotional payoff. You get to take the responsibility off of yourself and put it on the economy. So is that something that's possibly going on with you? What about relationships? When you're abused, is that a way that you learn to feel in love? You need to be hit upside the head? Because some people need that. That's just the way they feel loved. So you have to look at your life, get your journals out, and start tracing your life back and connecting the dots. Where am I having these crises? What's going on? What am I feeling emotionally? What's the payoff? You have to take a really honest look, because a lot of times we can't see the picture when we're in the frame. Speaking of seeing the picture when we're in the frame, we're going to speak about that more tomorrow when we come back. But for now, I want you to get your journals out, start paying attention to your life, start seeing the patterns in your life. Because once you see the pattern, we can begin to address them. Now we can break them. And now you can take your life back. So tomorrow we'll talk about more of connecting the dots and not being able to see the picture when you're in the frame. Talk to you soon.